I'm very grateful to everybody to be here today, and thank you all for coming out. You are in a historically neglected neighborhood in Davidson County, I would say. But here at Brick Church Pike and Whites Creek in the Jolton neighborhood, it's a stone's throw from Goodlettsville. I want to thank Councilmember Zach Young. Now, he also chairs Metro Council's Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, and we're going to spend a lot of time on that today, the important work of that infrastructure committee. I also want to recognize Brett Withers, who is here, who is chair of the Metro Council's Planning Committee and fundamental to our response to having a better county going forward. I want to thank Ndot for being here. Diana Alicorn, I hope, will join us in a moment. Tom Jones is here, and her Department of Transportation and Multimodal Infrastructure. And today we're talking about infrastructure. And I want to thank all the Ndot and Metro employees who are here today and work tirelessly every day to serve Nashvillians, to make our city a city that works for everyone. So why are we here at this active work site, Mayor? Now the answer is an exciting one. Behind me, Ndot crews are hard at work replacing one of Nashville's 4,000 culverts. Now, culverts are essential to a city's infrastructure, and they are key to managing storm water and preventing flash flooding and road closures, particularly as severe weather becomes more unpredictable due to the effects of climate change. Now, most people don't think that much about culverts until they don't work. But if they're not properly maintained, it does mean severe flooding, pavement failure, and road closures, which we are starting to see here. Vital infrastructure improvements like this culvert replacement have been underfunded and put off for years, especially, I think the councilman would agree, in neighborhoods like this one. Now, Councilmember Young will tell you folks here often feel neglected, and like all the Metro resources are going to other neighborhoods, perhaps neighborhoods closer to downtown, but not anymore. Now, before we started this work, the old culvert had deteriorated to the point that the pipe no longer had a bottom. Roadway material was washing into the creek and undermining the roadway. Without intervention, we would be looking at potential flooding right here and in many of the residential yards that surround us, and likely enough to damage and to destabilize the road to force closure and diversion. Now, that scenario would be difficult on this neighborhood, and you can see part of the pipe that's been removed right here, this rusted out pipe. Needless to say, leaving it in place was not getting the job done, and Ndot took action to replace and reinforce the culvert with concrete, which will meet the hydraulic and safety needs for this site. Now, we scheduled the majority of the project to happen over the summer while school was out of session in order to have minimum impact on the community and the traveling public. Brick Church Pike is a critical regional connector that enables Goodlettsville residents and others in surrounding counties to access schools, jobs, and opportunities through the rest of Davidson County. It is critical that we keep this road well maintained and open, and I'm grateful to the team at Ndot for working to do that. So why are we at this site, and what is making this culvert special? Well, the short answer is nothing, but the big answer is quite a lot. Metro has 800 active projects. That's representing $3.3 billion worth of work that is happening in neighborhoods just like this one across Nashville. From renovations in Metro facilities like schools and community centers to upgrading infrastructure like sidewalks, bridges, speed bumps, and bike lanes, to building brand new greenways and parks to enhance the quality of life for neighborhoods. This is exactly what we mean when we talk about prioritizing and investing in neighborhoods. And now, so excitingly, beginning today, Nashvillians can track the progress of these 800 plus neighborhood improvements projects through a new online tool, a new standard in transparency with Metro government. This is the Neighborhoods Infrastructure Tracker that will provide real-time updates through each phase from groundbreaking to completion. That's over 800 projects. That's $3.3 billion of work headed into our neighborhoods. Now, this new tracker is led by Metro's Director of Performance Management in my office, Diego Ugarte, and his team. And they've been working at this for years with our great professionals at Ndot. And this is going to increase the accountability and transparency around these projects so that residents will know how their tax dollars are being spent. And when can they expect to see completion and the benefits coming to their neighborhood? Now, later today and tomorrow, I'm going to visit other projects that are either in progress or recently completed. And now a few of those are going to include things like new gym floors and new auditorium lighting and HVAC renovations and paving improvements at Whites Creek High School, just 10 minutes or so down the road. We're going to go right after we leave this site. New sidewalks on Maplewood Trace in North Englewood, which also includes extensive stormwater and utility work to help prevent flash flooding and road closures. These sidewalks are adjacent to Maplewood High School and will make commutes safer and easier for students and parents. A new playground, fitness equipment, picnic shelter, trail loop, basketball court, refurbishment, and other improvements at the General Clinton B. Fisk Park in North Nashville. And that was virtually destroyed by the tornadoes in 2020. And a new half-mile greenway trail, which will connect the Hickory Hollow neighborhood in Donaldson, Hermitage, to the Stones River Greenway and Ravenwood Park. And major improvements to Ravenwood Park itself, including a large playground, event lawn, event picnic shelter, sports courts, trails, and other improvements. When you get to a list of $3.3 billion worth of neighborhood improvements, it's quite extensive, worthy of a tracker online to keep up with it. And tomorrow I'm going to stop by Cole Elementary in Antioch, where crews are completing a new roof, new floors, exterior lighting upgrades, interior lighting upgrades, air quality improvements, and more. So I've said it before, and it's worth repeating. Great cities have great neighborhoods. For too long, Metro has really focused on downtown development and incentives for maybe billion-dollar corporations and not for what we are prioritizing for with the help of this council: good schools, clean and well-maintained infrastructure like roads and sidewalks, first-class green space, playgrounds and community centers, and other investments that are going to benefit families across the city. So not a giveaway of incentive with Metro money, but to get focused on our neighborhoods and making them great. Nashville residents now can follow all of this work in real time. Nashville, the Hub Nashville, nashville.gov performance management tracker allows us all to see what improvements are happening in this neighborhood, in your neighborhood. When is it going to be completed? What are we doing for your neighborhood going forward? I'm grateful to the council for funding these projects and for the council being part of Nashville fixing its finances. Why are we able to do this now? Because we fixed our finances a couple of years ago, and now we can get deeply involved in making us the greatest place to live in the United States. That's only going to happen with investment, infrastructure investment, and investment back into our neighborhoods. And with that, I want to thank our host for being here in his district, Councilman Young. Thank you very much for being here, and thank you for your support. And Brett, here is Diana Alcorn right now, for your support in fixing our finances and getting dollars out to neighborhoods. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, and thanks to all the staff. I will say, or take a little moment of to thank this mayor not only for showing up here in the Goulitsville area, where I had some folks mention to me, wow, I didn't even realize we were still in Nashville and still in Davidson County. And not only has this mayor made a priority of this area, our roads out here, in Goulitsville, we have a brand new $23 million elementary school being built that was included in this mayor's capital spending plan. So I'm very grateful, and the folks around here are very grateful to you, Mayor. So thank you for not forgetting us and focusing on things outside of the 440 loop.
Amen.
A lot of folks out here use roads such as Brick Church Pike to be able to get into the downtown Goulitsville area, so to speak, to do their business, to go to church, do their banking, and eat, and do their grocery shopping. And so it's critical that we are taking care of and replacing these culverts and bridges. You know, in the last year alone, on the lower end of Brick Church Pike, there were several culverts that got replaced through Metro Water. And Metro Water worked with Ndot to make sure that they replaced those culverts before they went and repaved the road, so that we weren't digging up fresh asphalt. And we are very thankful to have a great team at Ndot, a great team at Metro Water that takes care of all this. Personally, I'm excited about this new tracking tool, not only just for citizens, but as a councilman, because we are often inundated with questions of how is Metro spending money around us? Or, you know, and someone living on this road might find it hard to believe that the money they pay in property taxes are going towards staying here in their own neighborhood. And so this is a great way to show folks, and so folks can see where their money really is going, and that it's not just going to maybe projects you see going up in the air, but projects that are down below us. But now I want to take a moment to thank our brand new director of Ndot and introduce her. She's been here, I think, roughly 6 months, and that's Director Diana Alarcon. As chair of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, I have gotten to work very closely with her and develop a great relationship. And we are very, very, very blessed to have her as part of our team. Mayor, thank you for finding and hiring such an outstanding leader for Ndot. And at this point, I'll turn it over to Director Alarcon.
Thank you very
Absolutely.
much. I appreciate this kind word. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank
are
you.
you doing?
Thank you. Thank your team.
Yes, it is my team that makes me look this good. I appreciate all the kind words, but I will tell you, we have an amazing team that does an outstanding job and is really dedicated to delivering services to this community as a whole. And these types of projects are super exciting for us. And I have to start first with thanking the mayor for his leadership, and as well as for council for giving us the dollars to go out and get it done for the community as a whole. Just a little bit of background about us. Ndot is actually responsible for the management and maintenance of over 400 bridges and over 4,000 culverts in the city and throughout Nashville and Davidson County. And through these capital spending plans, we're able to get these type of projects. I'm going to be really short and sweet, but just want to highlight some of the successes of what this great department has done in such a short amount of time. We were actually founded a little over a year ago as part of the transportation plan that was put forth under the leadership of Mayor Cooper. But we have already completed the replacement of over 17 culverts, and that is in partnership with Water Department on making sure, as the council member had mentioned, we're getting the culverts fixed before we actually lay down the road. So that's a great partnership, and we'll continue doing that throughout the county to make sure that we are being very responsible with taxpayer dollars. We currently have 2 projects that are have been completed when it comes to repairs and maintenance, and we currently have 3 projects that are under construction for complete replacement, and then 1 that is currently under construction on repairs and rebuild. Oh, goodness gracious, I'm having a tough time with this word, rehabilitation, excuse me. But we have still more to come, and that is we have 17 new projects planned that will be throughout the rest of this fiscal year, and then 4 that will be for repairs. So we still have a lot of work ahead of us, and we're super excited that we get to share this moment, and thank y'all for this opportunity. And we look forward to bringing a lot more improvements to our community. So thank you.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.